This is part 2 of the long legs video. I will link the first one in the corner and also in the description box. But I needed to make a part 2 because I completely forgot to talk about stirrup length. And that plays a huge role in this thing. And in the end, I'm also going to give you my best tip on how to get your heel down correctly. So first, let's talk about stirrup length. Many people think that you get your leg down better or you get that nice long leg if you lengthen the stirrups as much as possible. But actually, it's quite the opposite in most cases, and I'm going to explain why. So now, this might seem okay, but actually it's already quite long, my stirrup. And because if your stirrups are very long, then that means that your leg and your joints are going to be more straight, and they're going to be more like towards the end of their range of motion. And what that means is that they cannot be as supple. So when your joints, and I'm especially talking about your hip joint and your knee joint and also your ankle joint, but if they are more like in the middle of their range of motion, so when there's a little bit more angle, then the joint can be more supple. And then when our joints are supple, we can follow the horse's movement better and be more with the horse and with the horse's movement. Also, what might happen when you have when your stirrups are too long, if your hips are a little bit tight, especially from the front, then what might happen is that your pelvis might start to tip forward like this when your leg is straight like this. And when you shorten your stirrups a little bit, then you can get like a better support also for your pelvis. But now I'm going to shorten my stirrups a little bit. So now I have shortened my stirrups for 5 holes. So that might sound for quite a lot. But now my leg is in a better position, and there is a little bit more angles in all my joints, and that means that there can be more suppleness in those joints. Now I'm going to share a tip on how to get your heel down correctly. I also have a video about how to get your heel down, and should we actually, or do we actually want our heel down? So I'll also put a link to that. But here's my best tip. We don't want to push the heel down and put a lot of pressure on the stirrup, because what happens is that my leg gets very, very stiff. My leg swings also forward, and I'm kind of in this like a chair seat position, or then I push myself out of the saddle. So now again my heel is up a little bit, so this is what we definitely don't want. And now how I can get my heel down in a better way is that I lift my toes up a little bit. So now you see my leg stays in a good position, and I'm not putting too much pressure on my stirrups. So I'm not stiffening my leg. I can keep quite a light pressure on my stirrup. And now I can get my leg and my heel in the correct position. And also try to think that you really keep your foot quite lightly on the stirrup, so you don't want to make or put too much pressure on the stirrups, because that makes your leg stiff. You can also almost think that somebody's fingers would be in between your foot and the stirrup, and you don't want to crush those fingers. That might be a good mental image. So, but these were my tips for today. I want you to play a little bit with the stirrup length, and maybe if you have a tendency to ride with very, very long stirrups, then maybe try to shorten them a little bit and see how that feels. That might actually help you to keep your legs down and keep your legs long, and also help you to follow the horse's movement in an easier way. So that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!